So I've been working out now for a few months. During this period, there is a lot of benefits that I feel that I have gained. So I stopped playing basketball full time around like 2 years ago. Just made the switch fully to focusing on the gym. I feel like there is so many benefits that I've gained from just working out, doing strength training, doing some cardio full time, instead of just doing like sports or basketball, football, for example. And in this video, I really want to explain why I feel that you should make that switch as well to doing more strength training as opposed to just more sports, like cardio based sport. So first of all, I think the main benefit was you aren't being paid. So when you're doing sports, for example, basketball, football, I'll just speak for myself because I played basketball, all my life growing up. Playing sports, there is a massive time commitment. And fair enough, there is for gym as well, for strength training. But with sports and basketball, you have to show up in time. There is the travel to play opposing teams. There is the time for training. There is the time as well to, make time to build bonds with the team. And all of that time, it really adds up. And especially when you're playing heavy games. Yes, of course, there's so many benefits of playing sports in terms of making friends, building the confidence, teamwork and skills. But once you've played for a few years, I feel like once you've reached maybe 18 to 22, at least that was the period for me, that is the time when if you aren't thinking of going into that sport full time, maybe at like a pro level, a semi-pro level, then I think it's time that you start to make the switch to doing more strength-based training, spending at least half of your time in the gym, doing more weights-based exercises, whether that's free weights, whether that's body weight. I feel like that's the best thing for you to start doing. This doesn't mean that you should stop playing sports entirely. Like me, for example, playing basketball, I love playing basketball. I don't think that I could ever just stop fully playing basketball, stop watching basketball. So this isn't saying that you should just stop and quit, because sports are still a benefit overall, but it's just in terms of time management, because as you start to get older, there is a large emphasis on time management. Whether you're in work or uni, you'll find that you have less time to do things that you really want to do. The time that you make to play sports, that could be better used in going to the gym and spending 1 hour working out, doing some strength training, for example. The second one is there's more control over your sessions. Again, going back to time management, when you're being part of a sports team, you have to train at a certain time. Your coach is expecting you to show up, your teammates are expecting you to show up, to be able to travel, maybe even give lifts, maybe save some, stay back after away games to practice, and also to make time to go and hang out with the team and build those bonds there as well. But when you start working out, you'll still need that discipline, you'll still need that core discipline, which you would have built from playing sports. But at least when you go to the gym, you'll have more say over when you go. There's no one that is demanding you to go. Now, if you struggle to go to the gym or to train or to go to play sports and you need that kind of push, then maybe sports may be better for you. But I believe most people, if you're playing sports full time or you're playing sports a lot, you already have that discipline, so you don't really need anyone to force you to go to the gym, to force you to wake up early, to force you to stop missing sessions or to eat healthy. You already have built a solid foundation of discipline and commitment from playing these sports. So now it's just about applying that into going to the gym, into strength training, for example. Having more control, that can let you say, I'm going to go to the gym for 1 hour. You'll go there, have a good workout, have a good burn some good calories, hopefully build some good muscle, feel good, and then leave. You won't need to spend extra time. Sessions today for basketball, for example, they could be an hour and a half minimum, 2 hours, maybe sometimes up to 3 hours, and that's just a lot of time. Week by week, session by session, you'll probably just get a more quality workout from going to the gym. Build your physique. It really helps you to build the physique that you want. Each sport has their own different schedules or training sessions or routines that helps you build a physique that is more suited for that sport. For example, in basketball, a more leaner physique is necessary. Same thing with football, for example, more lean physique, more athletic type physique, less muscle mass, maybe a lot more on the skinny side. And for some people, fair enough, if that's a physique that you want to have, eventually as you're growing older, you may want to start looking into building more muscle. And there's so many benefits that come along with building more muscle. I'll just go through a few of them now. I found some articles here. I may link that down below if that's something that you're looking into. But first of all, strength training, it lowers your risk of injury. So in terms of building more strength, it helps improve the strength, the range of motion, and the mobility of your muscles, your ligaments and tendons. This can reinforce strength around major joints like your knees, hips, and ankles to provide additional protection against injury. And also, it can help you to correct muscular imbalances. For example, having a stronger core, hamstrings, and glutes. And this takes the load off of your lower back during lifting and decreases your risk of lower back injuries. Finally, adults and teenage athletes are engaged in strength training and have a lower likelihood of injury. So there's just loads of benefits that come along with strength training. Also, I guess for the more superficial reasons, which most people don't really talk about, but for me personally, that was the main reason that I started working out, to just like I guess just to look better. Building muscle, it allows you to build have a better physique. So in terms of having like stronger muscles, maybe a smaller waist, which could help you to feel better, look better in certain clothes. So that's something to look into as well. You can still do sports, okay? So like don't feel like that I'm telling you to stop playing sports entirely. There's still room for sports. Sports and cardio is really good for your heart health and just improving your overall cardiovascular ability. So there's still time to play sports as well. Like for me personally right now, I'm not really doing much sports, so I'll still try to work in some cardio in terms of like bugging the Stairmaster, the bike after my strength training sessions. So there's still room for cardio and there's still room for you to play sports, but at least this time, at least 80 to 90% of my training is just mainly strength training. And for me, I feel like this helps me. I feel stronger, I feel better, my muscles feel a lot more tighter. I've also been cutting as well. I've lost a lot of like body fat, and I feel like this helps me as well just to feel better overall. There's so many benefits apart from just like the aesthetics that I gain from working out. In terms of like just how I feel day to day, I feel like I have a lot more energy. I wake up earlier, I go to sleep better and faster, and I'm able to stay more alert during the day. Like during the day before I worked out, I feel so drowsy and lethargic during the day until like it reaches midday and I've had a few coffees. Then I'll start to feel more awake. But literally from the moment I wake up, 8-7 a.m, I'm ready to work. I'm ready to go. And that's whether I work out in the evening or work out in the morning. So just in terms of energy, my productivity, it's all seen a massive increase, like a massive net positive overall from switching over to strength training. Now this didn't happen immediately, but of course things like this take time. Baby steps, just like you playing sports, it didn't just come like you weren't just good. Like maybe there's some people that are just naturally talented, but it took time. Okay, so I promise you that taking the time to focus more on strength training is something that you will enjoy, and something that I believe will give you a lot of benefits that goes far beyond the physical looks and physical aesthetics of how your body turns out to be. And lastly, I guess just to learn more about your body. So going back to what I said previously about the benefits that I've gained, like my health benefits, how I feel, learning more about your body is also a very good benefit. You learn how easy it takes for you to, I guess, build muscle. So there's normally two major paths when you're training, like doing strength training, bulking or like cutting. So it allows you to learn how easy you gain weight, how easy you lose weight, how easy it is for you to build muscle. I found that compared to most people, I felt like it was fairly easy for me to build muscle. For example, like I started working out like in 2020. I was like, I think at my heaviest like 113 kg. Right now I fluctuate between 90 to like 93 kg, but that was still a good bit over a 20 kg weight loss. Like since then I was also building muscle at the same time. So this took me, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like 9 months, and that was also due to not knowing what I was doing, but I still tried anyway. That's the main thing, just to still keep going. And also just not having much knowledge, and also because I was building muscle. So if I had just done it like I guess the mainstream way, just to cut fully, lose weight, I would still need to bulk back up. But since I was already overweight, I had a lot more like weight to work with. So as I was building muscle, I felt like at the end of it, once I reached my goal 9 months in, I didn't really need to do a bulk anymore, because I took the longer route of still trying to eat like a gram of protein per pound of body weight, of still being in a calorie deficit, of still doing strength training like 6 times a week, cardio most days at least 30 minutes. Now I was able to do this because a large amount of that time was like 3 months during my summer period, so I was able to just focus fully on the gym. So don't expect your results to be the same as mine. Don't expect your results to be the same as anyone that you see online or see on Instagram, for example. Just focus on yourself, focus on your goal, focus on how you're doing, and just track it. Track your weights, track by pictures, track your waist circumference, and track your chest like your chest measurements, and just compare yourself to yourself. That's the best advice. Compare yourself to yourself, and as long as you're making progress that is good for you, or even if it's not too good for you, as long as you're making progress overall, you will have some falls, but just you know, keep going and stay on the right path, and you'll make it there. You don't need to be perfect. If you mess up, if you slip up sometimes, then just get back on track the following day and don't beat yourself over it. Yeah, I guess lastly, overall it builds discipline. But I guess for most of the people that play sports, and if you're watching this video, like you probably play sports at somewhat of a high level, be it school, be it uni or like college, you probably have a good amount of discipline already. So this probably wouldn't really apply to you, but I really feel like strength training takes your discipline to a whole new level, because especially if you start going to the gym by yourself, fair enough, if you go with friends, that's good as well, but I really recommend to start going to the gym by yourself, because doing it this way, the discipline that you gain, you can just apply to every single area of your life. Like if you want to start waking up early, then like you'll actually start doing it. I feel like that's the main thing. Like even if you have goals, sometimes it's very hard to actually start doing it. So having that discipline really helped me to fix my sleep schedule, really helped me to keep the weight off after I've lost it, to keep eating protein, to keep eating meals that are clean, healthy. Like yes, I do enjoy some meals, but now I don't feel pressure or feel the desire to eat takeaway, to eat out, because I know how much work that I put in to reach this point, and I'm trying not to get back to the weight that I was previously. But also it's like I don't feel like I will even get there again. Me getting there was also a lack of knowledge of how I was eating, and the foods that I eat now, I eat in moderation, so I enjoy it better and I don't feel the need to overeat. So there's just loads of like net positives that you gain from strength training. I wouldn't have discovered this if I had still tried to focus on playing basketball full time, because playing basketball, or like playing most sports, I guess maybe some sports like rugby or American football, they have a large emphasis on like the gym and like actual weightlifting. But in basketball, we did do some strength training, but it was more body weight. And with all the cardio you're doing, especially like in football, for example, or just most like cardio sports, with all the cardio, it's really hard to build muscle, and it's really hard to just get that physique that most people want, in terms of just how like defined muscle mass, for example, if that's something that you'd like. So yeah, hopefully this video has at least convinced you, or just put the thought in your mind to focus more on the gym, or to at least start spending at least half of your time working out. I feel like at least half of your time doing strength training will be a very, very, very good net positive. I know this will take time away from your sport, and you may not be as good as the sport as you were previously, but I really believe that this will be an overall net positive for you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what I need to improve as well. I would really appreciate that. So there'll be a video that I'll leave over here, or maybe just around the screen, that you can watch as well.